my chair. No, very tall chair that I was going to fall over on. And, haha. I believe we're live. My tag is not on. That's why you couldn't hear me. It really helps. La 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 la. Test.
Check 1, 2.
I hear you.
Okay.
My mic is not on for some reason. Oh, I know why.
There we go.
Haha.
Now we're all here.
Now we're all here. We are professionals, to say the least. My headphones going through one ear again. Ay, ay, ay. First world problems. All right, let's go ahead and let me get the chat pulled up here. Da, da, da.
Hello, internets.
Hi, everybody. So, sorry guys, we did some more work today, and we got a late start on everything, so we were scrambling to try to get everything pulled up for today.
You can see behind us, we got our grid wall up today.
Got our grid wall, so we
We're
have
in the actual live stream studio instead of our podcast studio.
Whatever we end up naming said studio. Yeah. So let me know if y'all are hearing me okay, because I'm a little quiet in my headphones. So if y'all are hearing me okay, then I'm happy. All right.
So we got a pretty big show today.
We got a big show, as the little title down there says. David Nakayama signing pre-sale. Boop.
I thought you were going to pull a Darren on me.
I'm going to boop Tanner's nose. You said Darren, and my brain went there. Well, guys, thanks for joining us this Friday, late afternoon, early evening. Much like we did last week, we've got a bunch of items that we're going to put up for pre-sale that we will pull, and people are making noise in the background. We need to close that door, but we didn't. So maybe we can get Darren to close that door.
Hello.
So, hi. Nope.
That's a jerk move. I was here.
Would you like a microphone?
I would.
Okay.
Be a part of the crew.
Ay, ay,
I'll get a
ay.
microphone.
I swear, he comes in like with all these expectations. He's going to sit in your chair. You're not getting your chair back.
Don't take my chair. Unless you want to pilot the computer.
Yeah, you've got to take the live cell live and everything.
Oh, yeah. Hi, Brandon.
Hi.
Maybe you can hear me through your mic.
Funny seeing you today.
Funny, I've been here all day.
I've been here all day too.
I've been working all day.
Nah, I've been working most of the day.
Guys.
Yeah. So, all right. Okay, guys. So real quick, while we're kind of waiting for Tanner to get everything, to get Darren and Mike and everything, we're going to do the giveaway contest a little bit differently than we've done in the past. Yeah, that's from testing the call. Okay. Be professional. We know what we're doing here. Let's pretend like we do at least. So. Anyway, we're going to do the giveaway contest a little bit differently. Instead of doing the Facebook post sharing and everything, we are going to we're going to drive you to YouTube a little bit. So what we're going to do? Are you going to give him the stick, Mike?
Yep, it's the easiest thing to get out.
Sounds good. We're going to drive you to YouTube. So what we want you to do? So Tanner, let's get this. So
Okay.
go to our YouTube page.
Go to our YouTube page.
And we'll put
If you're
the-
not subscribed, you can subscribe and comment subscribed in the stream there.
They can't hear you right now, or can they?
Okay. I'm on now.
There you are. Now,
So, what you can do is you can go to our YouTube and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Comment subscribed in the comments. That will get you an entry. If you're already subscribed, you can hit the notification bell and then let us know in the comments that you did that. That will get you an entry.
Yep.
You can also share the YouTube link to Facebook, wherever, Twitter, wherever you want to share it. Just share the link to our Facebook or to our YouTube feed, and then comment shared in the YouTube comments, and that will get you an entry.
And I am copying the YouTube link right now and posting it in the Facebooks.
So we're kind of going to we're going to start taking turns as to which one of our media outlets is going to be the destination for the share contest, just to kind of help grow everything.
All right. So yeah, so if you'll go to our YouTube page. Thank you.
I'm just saving you from ridicule.
Well, it's unavoidable at this point.
Is it even a live show if someone doesn't ridicule Brandon?
That's
true.
about right. So, okay. So I went ahead and posted the YouTube link in Facebook. So if you'll go to our YouTube page and click that you subscribe, that you hit the notification bell, put something, Tanner will get you all signed up for our giveaway contest, which we will draw for at 5:45 Central. So here in about just over an hour.
Can you hear me through the stick?
I can hear you through the stick. You're a little low. You can pull it up a little bit, probably. You can gain, yeah, or gain it up a little bit.
Checkity check, 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 check.
All right, we're getting Tanner.
There you go.
And he's leaving as we finally get him a microphone. He's
still
walking
here.
away. Oh, okay.
Get in a chair, bro.
Yeah, we did kind of. Yeah, we're gonna have to reposition everything. We don't have to set it for 3 people.
Just stand him right here.
Just make Tiny stand in the middle there. All right. We want the comment in YouTube, guys. So yeah, all the comments. Go ahead and that Tanner's going to be looking at YouTube. So that's where we want. So make sure you subscribe, you hit notify, share, do something
And yeah,
to help promote us.
We're just trying to grow our YouTube. And like I said, maybe next time we'll do Twitch. We're just trying to grow everything.
Yeah. So this is how we're going to get entered in. And while we're getting everything set up, oh, please don't knock anything over.
I mean, if he breaks anything, it's his stuff to break.
That's
so.
true. Don't trip. That would be bad. And I don't know where we're going to put him.
I'll just come over here.
Well,
I don't have to be in this.
Okay.
I don't have to be in the picture.
Okay.
I just want to be here when David comes on at 5.
We weren't telling people until it happened.
Oh, well, okay.
So,
I'm going to kill him. I swear.
one thing about the chair contest, you guys, please make sure you have an account on our website so we can get the prize sent to you if you're the lucky winner. And also, be looking out, because on YouTube, you don't always use your name as your username.
Yep.
So be sure to keep on the lookout at the end of the show so I can, whoever we draw, I can get your actual info from you.
Yep. All right, so let's go ahead and show off while he's writing down names, because there's a bunch of names coming through. I'm going to go ahead and show off what we have to give away, which we actually have, what was this, 11 books?
Yeah, it's 11
books for the giveaway. So let's go ahead and show off. Well, I'm going to put it in front of Tanner's laptop here. Actually, no, this works out. So aptly, we're starting off part of the giveaway. We actually have 5 David Nakayama books on the giveaway. So we have the Hellions 10 Psylocke. I'm calling these negative covers. I've been told color bleed.
Color bleed.
That
is what David Nakayama wants to call it.
I guess if that's what the artist wants to call it. So we've got the trade and the virgin of that one. And then we've got the King of Black. This is King of Black 3. Yeah, King of Black 3. Or no, Gwen versus Carnage 3, sorry. Gwen versus Carnage 3, the Black Cat color bleed. So we've got the trade, the virgin, and the Black Catnum.
I think it's Toxin.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of the character that
It says,
But it's like anti-venom,
it says
really.
anti-venom on your
sorry.
So the anti-Black Cat venom?
I guess so.
Anti-Black Catnum. So we got that on there. We have the trade and virgin of our High Republic variant by Luke Ross, High Republic number 3. Doo-doo-ba-doo. We have Noctera number 1, Crease variant. Very cool. And then we have 3 by Kale New, Demon Days X-Men number 1. So we've got the trade and virgin, and then the what do we have a name? Do we have a name for this variant? What did we call it? Anything?
Pretty.
Huh?
Pretty.
The pretty variant. The straw hat variant.
So the pose itself, so I don't have a lot to do with the Japanese lore that really follows around. But in Kung Fu Panda 3, where he's standing on top, he's fixing to try to rescue everybody. Mm-hmm. Kind of reminds me of that image where he's standing on top of the house in Kung Fu Panda 3 in the nighttime.
Did you ask Kale for the Kung Fu? Did you say, I want
the Kung Fu Panda
3?
pose?
Yes. I want a Kung Fu Panda, please.
So 11 books for the giveaway tonight. Tanner is furiously writing names down like a demon.
So
on
they
Demon
have to
Days.
share on YouTube, or they
have to. So here's what they have to do. They have to go to YouTube. They have to either subscribe. If they've already subscribed, they have to click the notification bell. If they've already done both of those, if they will just share the YouTube link, our YouTube link to our YouTube channel,
And they can share it anywhere they want.
they can share it anywhere they want, and just comment in YouTube, I either subscribed, or I hit the bell, or I shared.
Okay, so the reason why I'm asking that is a lot of people are writing shared on
Yes,
on Facebook.
Yeah,
we are not looking at Facebook right now, guys.
You,
we
you
are
have
only,
to go to YouTube to do this, guys.
Yes.
So, we set those over there, bud.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. All right, because
What was our subscribership on YouTube before we started?
We started
this?
at 450 right before the show.
So John-
I tell you what, if we can get to 550 subscribers by the end of the show today, I'll throw in a 9.8 Blue Label Secret Academy number 6 Virgin.
hey, there you go.
Strange Academy?
Strange
Sweet.
Academy. Yep.
Okay.
That's
If we-
100 subscribers we have to get by the end of show.
Which is just over an hour. So
Share.
tell all your people. So John, to answer your question, since you don't use your real name on YouTube, we're gonna just he's writing it down just as it shows on YouTube. That's what we're gonna call out. You just have to recognize it, and then what we'll do is
Well, I'll call it out, and then I'll at you in the comments.
yeah.
So that way you get a notification, and even if I don't hear back from you until next week or whatever, when I hear back from you, I will get you set up to get it.
Yeah. So whatever email your account on Unknown is set up, because you will still need an account on Unknown comic books to do all that. So yeah.
Since I already kind of shared it, can I?
No, we're gonna hope everybody forgets
And I hope everyone forgets.
what you just
Now,
said.
I will say that if you want to be a friendly person and you want to share this Facebook feed to get more people on, we do have a special guest at 5 o'clock. There you go. So we want as many people to come on for this special guest at 5 o'clock.
Your nickname's just gonna be spoiler warning. That's just all.
Spoiler. I didn't know. No one told me. No one came up and asked me to be on. I just feel left out.
It's
Well,
been a busy. We've been hanging curveball all afternoon.
You have to
You-
express
you-
interest
you-
in being on the show. We're not gonna hunt you down.
Anytime there's a special guest on, I want to be on.
Okay. Well, I didn't know we were having a special guest until like 30 minutes ago.
It's been
so
hectic.
Thank you very much. So, no, Jared, it is not Miko. You'll just have to wait. Like, how can you not put together who the special guest might be?
I was
There-
about to ask.
One, he's already said it. Two, the guy's name's on the freaking title right now. So
Jonathan Hickman's gonna be
Jonathan
on?
Hickman? What? Wouldn't that be hilarious? No,
We
people.
should do that sometime. Just have like a special pre-order signing, and then like bring on like someone who's never even worked for that publisher.
It'll just.
We could be like, we're gonna do a Tyler Kirkham signing for Marvel. Let's bring on Ron Leary, who does all of our pretty girl stuff.
Andrew says your new nickname should be Tom or Holland.
Tom Holland.
Get it? Because he spoils everything. Because
all
he
right.
sucks at keeping a secret.
I could totally talk about the Tom Holland movie I watched last night in the theaters. I could
just-
spoil that for everybody.
I don't care anything about that movie.
It was actually okay, other than, I mean, okay, so I love the movies, and I can get past some huge glaring plot holes, which this movie had, like some huge glaring plot holes.
Yeah.
But it was a good movie. It was a
an
fun
interest-
adventure.
Like from trailers, I saw it was an interesting concept, but nothing that just.
I will tell you right now, the trailers,
Yeah.
whatever the trailer is, it wasn't for that movie.
All right. So Tanner's just still furiously writing. So at some point, we do need to actually move on
Yeah,
to the.
so
to
Yeah,
the
why
live
don't
pre-sale.
stuff up.
we go ahead and do that?
So we'll put a pause on writing down names.
and actually launch this live sale.
So Tanner's going to go ahead and launch the live sale here.
Has the email gone out already?
Yeah, there's been a couple emails go out.
Okay.
The email. We've had multiples.
You shut your face. God. Now this will be just like the one last week, where we'll leave it up until 5 o'clock on Monday, right?
I don't know what
If
time
that's
we
what you
ended
want
up
us to
taking
do.
it down.
You're the boss man.
I know. I'm just.
We'll take it down when you say take it down.
You don't always do everything I say.
No, well,
Love me, Brandon.
you don't always do everything we say, so.
Who's the boss here? It's National Bosses Day.
No, it's employee day.
Bosses Day.
It's employee day.
There would be no employees if there were no bosses, so it's my day.
There would be no bosses if there were no employees.
That's not true. I could do a lot of this on my own. It'd just
But then you're not a boss. Then you're just some dude.
be just some dude in the garage.
Yeah, Benjamin, there should be there's a chat window in YouTube on YouTube Live. I don't know.
It is there, and I am
So
taking down.
as we're fixing, is everything up?
Everything is up.
Okay. Did you pin the link?
So-
Did you send the links out?
Let me send them link. That's
The
a good
fact
idea.
that everything is up, I want to go over the fact that so David Nakayama did a
All this.
Deadpool variant back in the day, I think 2018.
Yeah.
It was a pretty variant. It was a cool that's the only time we had ever used David Nakayama, and it was just because we did a virgin cover of all of the Deadpool covers that month. So
Yeah.
it was Deadpool. He just happened to be probably the best one out of the group.
I'm
But-
gonna recommend something.
He
What's
is.
that?
You and Darren swap places, because you're not talking, he's talking. You're on camera, he's
I'm
not
like
on camera.
mythical.
I gotta move all this stuff.
I'm just saying. I know it's a pain.
I got a system right here. Okay.
I know you do. Darren broke the system. What's new?
2 weeks in a row.
Oh my gosh.
So I wouldn't be able to hear. You're going to have to get headphones because you won't be able to hear David talk when he joins in, will you?
Well, the headphones are. Yeah, we can get another set of headphones and plug into the splitter, so he'll be all right.
Switching.
We're getting good at calling Darren audibles.
I keep everything going.
That's a
I
word. That's a
don't want
word.
All of you
That's a word for it.
Yeah, that's what I want.
All right.
Just hold that so I don't have to make a noise when it hits the ground. Right here. Thanks, Tanner, for your chair.
It's fine.
Oh my gosh. Hey, Tanner, if you want to hand me those books so you have a little more real estate. I just moved them since your laptop was up here, but now that it's gone. Wow, that was a notification that went through on our headphones. That was weird.
It came through because we're hooked up to my Facebook.
Oh, your stinking Facebook.
Facebook.
All right, so just going through, seeing if we have any questions. Yeah, make sure y'all are commenting on YouTube.
So
We are not looking for the shared comments on Facebook. We are looking for them on YouTube. That's what Tanner's looking at right now.
So where I was going with earlier, before y'all decided to make me move to Tanner's spot, is so David Nakayama came on the board with doing covers for us back in August, and he has gone on. I think he's already scheduled to do he's going to be up to his 27th cover by May.
So where does that put him in the rankings?
Should
Top 10?
put him in top 5.
Top 5?
Because the top cover artists for us currently are Janet Cleto and Tyler Kirkham are tied.
Okay.
And then it goes
Jay and Acleto. For the longest time, I thought y'all kept saying Jan Acleto.
Janet Cleto. No, it's Jay and Acleto.
There you go.
And Tyler Kirkham both have 55 covers or 56 covers. It's Kel New at 47.
Mm-hmm.
Miko Sawayan at 39. 39 covers. I keep a list. Everything to me is about a list.
Oh my gosh, he does actually have a ranking on his.
This
iPhone
actually
notes.
isn't in order. I have a list of like all the unique artist covers. It shows me Kirkham's at 56 agreed covers.
So that does include in process.
Yes, that includes anything that is confirmed with a publisher.
Gotcha.
47, Miko's at 40 covers. So he is at his 40th cover. Perillo's at 22. Delato's, I actually think, because Nonstop Spider-Man, we agreed to 8 more covers. So that would be 30 covers for Delato. So that would put him 6th currently.
Wow.
He's in the sixth spot. So it's pretty crazy to think. And that's just since August, though. Not even a full year, and he's already our 6th top cover artist.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And the way I rank the cover artist stuff is by unique covers. So, like the Gwenum versus Carnage.
This is one.
That's one, and then that's one.
Right.
Because we have to buy it as if it's a whole new cover.
They can't really see that one because it's glaring on the thing, but that's the Gwenum. The Gwenum cover.
All right, guys. Remember, guys, if you want to be generous, I know we're doing a giveaway for joining our YouTube, but if you want to be extra generous and just go ahead and hit the share tab on the Facebook, that would be great because We have a special guest coming on in about 10 minutes.
Hey, a mystery special guest. My golly.
Hey,
This guy.
I'm only in it to help you.
Yeah. So David, you said David's agreed to how many covers so far?
He's at
Done or-
27 confirmed covers right now.
And can you say how many of them are the color bleed style?
Let's see. He has Daredevil 29, which will be 2 on top of what he's already done. He has an X Factor set that we just got concepts for Marvel today. So that's 2 more unique covers. That's 4. So it should be 4 more. And then he has confirmed from Marvel Boba Fett. So he's going to do a Bounty Hunter cover.
Yeah.
Which I am not sad about at all. And then there should be some more X-Men stuff coming this summer.
Nice.
We do have a question on YouTube. We do not guarantee grades.
We do not guarantee grades, and that's just because we do oversubmit to try to get 9.8s on everything, but we cannot guarantee grades.
Yeah.
It just with traveling and going, we're having to go. We're not going overseas, but we're going over the ocean to see him. So it's just there's a lot that goes into all these signings. So. Like this last signing, we sent out probably 300 books from the Kirkland Kate Stegman signing we did back in September. And out of the 300 plus books that we sent out, 4 were 9.4. Nothing was lower than a 9.4. Everything was 9.6 or better.
Hey, Tanner, do you want to unpin the YouTube link on Facebook and pin the live sale link? I'm asking you, do you want to? Will you please? So let's see, we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 unique covers here.
Yes.
So this is everything. Is this everything that he's done so far?
There's one Marauders that we
Well,
didn't
you don't. Yeah, there's a Marauders not here. Let me look on my phone.
Okay.
I has them all down, and yes, there is a last run of number 3 from Miko Sawayan.
Yeah. So,
Hey Tanner, did we do a push notification also on the?
I sent one out earlier, but I can send one out right now.
Okay. Let's see. We're looking at David Nakayama. David is having problems getting on.
trying to join now, but not loading. Okay. You want me to work on that, Tanner?
Yeah, is there anything we can do on our end?
I just have to work with him in the chat.
We are having technical difficulties. It's our guest. Let's see. That's Delato.
Let me.
Where's my Nakayama stuff? There he is. Do we have X-Men? We have X-Men 18. We have Hellions 6. Yep, and 10. Marauders, we don't have 13, which is the Pretty Storm cover.
Okay.
And Cable 6, we have Punchline.
I'll talk to him over chat.
Y'all don't have the ASM game covers. And yeah, that looks like all that's.
We'll add that for when we're in Hawaii.
Yeah, those will be here.
Whatever I found on our website just when I was putting this together.
All right, so we're getting ready for David Nakayama to come on, guys. That's the secret. Ooh.
On the push, did you put that on there? That he was coming on?
I put that we were live pre-orders. I did not add that in case it didn't happen because of technical stuff.
Let's see. There's Ron Leary. Talking to Ron Leary about coming to Amarillo here, coming very soon.
We do have the Punchline cover available today. Right behind you, there's a question on YouTube.
Yeah, Punchline, which would be this one.
Yep.
Wouldn't it be funny if y'all grabbed the wrong Punchline cover because we did 3?
No, I got the right one. I checked.
Boom. Technical difficulties are fun. Let's see what other questions we have. I'm only trying to save all my questions for when David comes on here in a second. I haven't got to talk to David since Chicago of last year outside of Facebook Messenger. It's been real weird. Do.
Any bitter roots? I don't know what that is.
Guys, there's no guarantees on the signature stuff. I'm sorry. I mean, we oversubmit on purpose to try to get 9/8 on everything, but we can't guarantee 9/8 on stuff. It's just with all the travel and going overseas or going to Hawaii, there's just a lot of opportunities that things may get damaged. So we do our best. Again, out of the last signing we did back in September, where we sold well over 300 books, all in all, only 4 9.4s went out. It's based on the rarity of the books and what we have reserved for this signing. We will not have any remark sketch opportunities tonight. Yeah, some of the books on Virgin covers, like, were sold out on the website. All we have is for the signings, so we had to up our price on some of them because there's stuff that should come back higher grades. So
Facebook or YouTube?
I'm watching Facebook.
We got 2 questions here.
Okay.
One is, how many of the originals do you own of any of this? And the second one is, do we have any plans of connecting covers in the future?
With David or just in
Doesn't
general?
specify.
So, out of the originals that David has done for us, I have already picked up Gwendoline versus Carnage, all 6 covers, unique covers. I have The Strange Academy. I should be picking up the Hellions. I already have this Strange Academy. I have the Hellions. And I think that's all I have so far. So he doesn't always have originals to everything. So when he does have originals, I try to pick them up as much as possible, especially because my brain only allows me to, if I want to start doing something, I have to do it in sets. So if a book gets away from me, like, it will drive me nuts.
Oh, yeah.
It will just send me into a
Have,
panic.
Issues 1, 2, and 4 or something?
Still trying to figure out No, it's just saying. No. We're still figuring out the technical difficulties on why it's not letting Mr. Nakayama join the group chat.
He can join, it's just not seeing anything.
Oh, why it's
It's showing him connecting, but it's not feeding him
huh.
anything.
We
And we're not seeing him.
just FaceTime him and put his face in front of a camera.
Did you try just code it and send him a new link?
I feel like we've had this problem before.
The one time we've used it was at Mark Brooks. I don't remember it doing this.
No. We'll be putting up the extras from the video I showed of all the different Venom stuff probably next week. We're moving tomorrow. Like, my whole staff, we have a mandatory first day Saturday. Our work day on Saturday, and everybody has to come move. Otherwise, I would do it tomorrow. So, Tanner, what is your favorite cover out of the Nakayama stuff?
I'm going to be getting the Widow vs. Carnage 2.
Okay.
And I like to get, I know it's kind of weird for cover collectors, but I like to get the trades. I feel like the name of the book is part of the artwork of the book itself.
That makes sense.
Also,
So,
I have a lot of not nerd friends, so when I display it, I want them to know what it is too.
and that's, to me, like, when I saw that art, is it me, or is the shorts a different color from the trade to the Virgin? Is it the angle I'm looking at it, or is the shorts definitely shaded differently?
Yeah, they're shaded differently. The shorts are lighter in the version.
Like, the whole thing is shaded lighter.
Yeah.
Huh.
I wonder if it's supposed to be that way, if that's a printing error.
I don't know.
I just hadn't noticed that. Yeah, the Strange Academy 4.
So there's a few covers I'm surprised that actually got through without as much edits. Strange Academy 4, the Hot Teacher Magic, you know, that one I'm actually kind of shocked because Marvel tends to start getting a little heavy on their edits. And of course, the Gwen versus Carnage #2 with the Mary Jane. That's a lot of belly to be showing for Marvel, and some really short shorts. So I was kind of impressed Marvel didn't kind of get in the way of that cover. And then, of course, the Strange Academy 6 and even the Marauders with the extra bit of cleavage that's going on with the cleavage lines. I'm actually surprised.
So anybody with pricing questions, the prices are all on the website. You can go to the listings and see them right there. And then we do have another question. Give us a little background about Unknown Comics. He wants to know how long the organization has been around.
How long Unknown Comics has been around? We opened October 5th of 2016. So a long time. Well, relatively long time for a comic book store. Let's see. They're still trying to figure that out. What was the other question? There was sound like there was a two-part question there.
I answered the one.
Oh.
Prices are available on the website.
Yeah. Everything, we try to keep everything pretty simple and forward when it comes to our pricing and the way we price. We try to keep everything kind of easy to figure out. We try to put dates on everything so you know when to expect it to return. We try to make sure that you know everything that's coming up, when it's supposed to happen.
While we're sitting here waiting, let's go over a reminder of how to enter the share contest and what it is. So,
How about you do that?
I simply.
Okay.
So here's how you enter. You can subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you're already subscribed, you can hit the notification bell. And once you do either of those things, comment that. There we go. Okay, so you can subscribe to our YouTube and then subscribe in the comments on YouTube. You can hit the notification bell and let us know that in the comments on YouTube, or you can share the YouTube link to your Facebook, your Twitter, anywhere you want to share it, and then comment that you shared in the YouTube feed. If at the end of the show we will draw, we have 11 exclusives from this week. You'll win the whole package of 11.
Five
now,
just happened to be David Nakayama.
if we get to, what'd you say, 550 subscriptions?
550 subscribers, which is 100 subscribers during this show.
Yep, we will add in, what is the grade?
It's a 9.8 Strange Academy #6 Virgin cover. I have them sitting in the conference
blue
table.
label,
It's
right?
Blue label. Ooh.
And we're currently at 486.
So we're getting close.
Keep sharing, keep subscribing.
Our goal is we're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of really April, but we'd like to get there earlier. I'm glad you were able to get a copy, Benjamin Witt. It was a beautiful cover. That was my first cover. Like I said, hey David, I just have to own the original to that, and so I own the original.
We don't have any of the Image or Valiant books to offer today.
We only stuck with exclusives.
Yeah.
We typically, when we do these signings, because we have a volume, we typically stay to the exclusives. Sujay Desai, I'm assuming I butchered your name, and I'm sorry. How do you guys do about getting variants done? We have to work very close with Marvel and DC. Basically, with Marvel, we have to email about 2 months in advance. We give them a list of people we want to work with, artists that we want to work with, and from there they get everything done. We don't get to be a part of the process at all. Basically, we give our ideas to Marvel. Marvel then reiterates our ideas to the artist, and then them and the editorial team work out the covers. DC, it's like 3 months in advance. You have to be in by certain dates, and then they're a little bit harder to work with. They have, like Marvel, I can just say, hey, I want to do X-Men 19, never doing X-Men before. And they're going to be like, all right, we'll take your money. DC's like, I want to do Batman 103. No. How about Harley? No. How about Joker? No. Well, what can I do? How about Green Lantern? No, thank you. How about Robin? No, I won't do Robin. Let me do Batman. No. So it's a long back and forth on what DC will actually let us do.
Do we have any plans in the future for a big triple sign event?
For?
Just a triple sign event.
We are trying to set up a triple signing event all in one place, everybody in one place in May, with Stegman, Kirkham, and Donnie Cates. It is really hard to set up. Well, if it wasn't COVID related, it would probably be a lot easier. But since COVID hit, it's become a lot harder to set up signings. We have to jump through a lot of hoops sometimes. I mean, the reason why we're going to David is because it's easier for us to come home because we live in Texas and we don't care about masks, y'all. Well, we got rid of those, but in Hawaii, if he flies here and then goes home, he would have to go back into quarantine for 2 weeks. And we don't want to make artists have to surrender 2 weeks of their life to go home. So that's why been trying to do more. We'll travel wherever we need to go.
So, Bob, to answer your question, the orders are being placed on the website. So if you go to the website, be sure you're in our live sale collection and find it in that collection. And those are the books we're selling. We're not actually selling the books through YouTube.
Yeah, we don't do claim sales. We find claim sales to be kind of rough to be able to figure out and work with. So what we do is we do everything through our website, and that leaves all the order numbers correct. It leaves all the orders able to be seen correctly.
Less likely to mess up your order.
Yeah, much less likely to mess up your order. If you have any other questions, guys, we still have David coming on, hopefully, if we can get past these technical difficulties. I'm super excited to have David on. I miss talking to him. I've talked to him at shows. He is generally one of the most friendly people you're going to meet. I would have to say that, as Unknown Comics and the artists we work with, I think we have developed some of the best relationships with some of the friendliest people in the industry. I'm being beckoned.
Johnny Boy's Collectible says they should have drawn Wolverine shorter in the secret cover.
That's fine.
Maybe the problem is he's 5'2" and she's 5'1".
Ooh,
maybe he drew height appropriate.
there you go.
Maybe Jean Grey's really short. Who knows? Although in the comic books, every superhero towers over Wolverine. It's like Puck, then Wolverine. Let's see. Yeah, all the Brooke stuff has been worked on all week. So I think Amy's about got most of the Brooke stuff ready, submitted to CGC. If it needed to be pressed, it's been pressed to go into CGC.
Jared, to answer your question, I'm watching comments on YouTube and Twitch. Darren is watching comments on Facebook.
Yeah.
Rex Torres says Wolvie is standing on an apple box.
Wolverine said, oh, yeah. Yeah, I can see that. Maybe he's the one kicking his leg up. That back leg is actually extended up like the movies.
That's why you only see him from the knees down. It's like Chuck Norris on Walker, Texas Ranger. And they're just framing the shots to make him look tall.
Well, it's the same thing with Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise is only 5'4". Let's see. Any chance you can give us a bit of a preview of some of the artists you might be working with in the future? Yeah, I mean, that's pretty easy because we pretty much stick to the same set of artists. We'll add new artists from time to time, but, Janet Leto, Tyler Kirkham, Cal New, Miko Sawayan, David Nakayama. Delato, we basically just, stock his Instagram. But, I mean, we've gotten about 30 covers because of Instagram. Priest. Go ahead.
No auctions tonight. We're pretty much focusing only on the pre-sale. And we did survive the ERCOT deal. The Texas Panhandle is not really a part of that. We're on a different power grid.
Yeah, we're on a different power grid. So, like everything else, the Panhandle is equipped for all things. So if it rains, that could be a Monday. Blizzard, that's Tuesday. High windstorm, Thursday. Desert heat, Friday. Sub-zero temperatures, that could be a Saturday for us. Hail, tornadoes, I mean, the only thing we don't get here is hurricanes. I mean, we've had wildfires.
Yeah. We're pretty sure that Cobra Commander installed the weather dominator above the Texas Panhandle and just left it there on random, on shuffle.
Right. And it's set to reset every 3 hours. Yesterday it was 70 and nice, and today it's 43 and windy.
And yeah, it's just rainy and it's just nasty outside.
Yeah, If you want to experience almost any temperature humanly possible outside of hurricanes, just move to Amarillo.
And like, I love the rain, but this like halfway misty drizzle, it's gonna tease us but not do anything. Weather's not cool.
Yeah, and plus it makes me sleepy.
Yeah, it's good sleeping weather.
Yeah, I just want to go home and sleep. Let's see. All right, do we have any other questions? Is they're still trying to work out technical difficulties?
Johnny Boys Collectible says, do you think Black Cat could use a new look, maybe braids?
To me, you don't fix what's not broken. People love Black Cat, so I'm kind of saying, no, I think you leave her the same. I mean, they keep trying to change Catwoman's costume, and it keeps always reverting back because you're trying to fix the wheel.
Just like the new Spider-Man costume, I mean, it won't be but a few issues before he's back in the red and blues, I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, by the time, here's the same thing. Like, remember when the Andrew Garfield Amazing Spider-Man movie came out? I still owned the Table's Edge then. And that whole run was still Superior Spider-Man. Doc Ock running around as Spider-Man. But the second they showed any kind of trailer or announcement, I told everybody in the store, by the time that movie releases in movie theaters, Peter Parker will be Spider-Man.
Oh, yeah.
And they was like, no, everybody loves the Superior Spider-Man run now. I'm like, no, Peter
was
Parker.
a good run, though.
It was an amazing run. And sure enough, it's like Cap being dead when Cap died at the end of Civil War. By the time he had a movie, guess who was alive? Captain America. Like, Marvel is really good about working with
You gotta get back to the status quo.
the MCU version to make sure that they are somehow focused on something related to they won't confuse you. Like, they're not going to ask you to go watch a movie and expect a new comic collector to figure out where's Thor, why is it a female. It's kind of, they did it kind of sneaky with WandaVision, if you really think about it. First, WandaVision is a predominant character in Strange Academy. She's teaching students, so she's a character like her and Doctor Strange are out there because they're fixing to focus on them movies. But there was an X-Men book just launched, Sword.
Yeah.
So if you think about it, they're now covering this extra. They introduced Sword in the WandaVision, and now they've introduced Sword. They've gone back and revisited. The first run of Sword was terrible.
I didn't think about that at all because I tied the release of Sword to what happened in Ten of Swords.
Right, but I think it was all building around.
No, I totally understand that now.
Let's talk about Sword. Now, with what's going on with the Vision stuff, I mean, that's just part of the story. I don't think there's really anything to tie that back to comics.
Now,
except for the old stories from the 70s and 80s and 90s.
Someone asked if we're doing anything with Miko coming up.
June. Miko Sawaiian should be coming here in June. The only thing that's going to halter that is if there's something wrong that gets delayed through international travel because he's having to come here from the Philippines. So Miko will be here in June. We've got some books that we've got to tie up from last year still, so I'm excited to finally get those done. We've had terrible luck shipping books for grading, so we don't ship books for grading anymore unless we absolutely 100% have to. We would rather wait a little bit longer and just be able to control the narrative when it comes to only shipping to CGC because we know how to ship.
So who is an artist that we haven't done covers with that you would like to get a cover with?
Oh, man. See, we've done one with Campbell. We've done one with Art Germ. We've done one with the David Finch.
I'll tell you, I want an Humberto Ramos cover.
Humberto Ramos. That wouldn't be too bad. Technically, we kind of have with the reprints of Strange Academy.
Okay.
But as a new cover art, he wouldn't be bad. I'm going through my bucket list of artists that I'd like to work with. Let's see, we've done stuff with Mark Brooks. We've done stuff with Adi Granov. Oh Lord, that's a hard question. I don't know. We've covered most.
We stumped him.
We've covered almost any artist. I would like to have an Unknown Comic Books exclusive with new art from Adam Hughes. We've shared a lot of stuff with Comic Sketch Art, but we've never had anything of our own as an Unknown Comics exclusive.
We do have a question. Are we going to press all of the books?
No, we only press what we feel we need to have pressed.
But we will take a look at them.
If you want to have your book specifically pressed to make sure it gets pressed, we can do it, but it's a $10 charge. What other questions we have? I still don't know, by the way.
Favorite TV or movie Catwoman?
Catwoman? Mm-hmm. Anne Hathaway sure looked good as Catwoman. Like, real good. So I think she's my favorite. I mean, the whole Christopher Nolan trilogy was great, but Anne Hathaway was amazing.
Have we done a Natalie Sanders cover?
We have Witchblade.
Okay.
We did a Witchblade, and we did a Kick-Ass Hit Girl.
Okay.
And that was the Kick-Ass Hit Girl. Pretty much, I think, broke that because Mark Millar's people just edited the hell out of that cover.
Yeah. Have we done any?
Are we there?
Hey!
Hey, look! I see David Nakayama.
Yay!
I don't hear David Nakayama.
I'm working on it.
We almost have voice. I don't hear anything.
Yeah, you should
You
hear
can't
him.
hear me. Oh, great.
No, I can hear him now. Woohoo!
Can he hear us?
Can you hear us?
Yay. Oh, man, I'm so glad it worked since you went to all the trouble of making that amazing background.
Right? The background of you.
Look at that thing. That's amazing.
That's not even everything. That's just the stuff we had laying around the store.
I know. We've been busy.
I know. So, David, I know you haven't quite met. I know we've met, but I know you haven't met Tanner or Brandon. They're the ones that put everything together and do all this stuff.
Hi, David.
They don't
Hey,
even
how are you
and
guys?
they don't even get to go to
Thanks for
Hawaii.
saving the day.
Yeah, we're just the peons.
Wow.
I don't think you. Let's be honest. If you went to Hawaii without your wife,
Yeah, I'd be in big
That's
trouble.
very true. Hey, Tanner, will you? Can you gain him up any?
yeah, he's
what
kind
input?
He's a little loud. He's a little
just
quiet in
his-
the mix.
So everybody, we are excited to finally be able to figure out and get David Nakayama on. He has
He's up
been
his
quickly
ass so
become
bad.
one of our top cover artists for Unknown Comics since August. He's already done
Oh, hold
20
on.
plus covers.
That's not the right one.
So David, thank you for joining us.
Yay.
Hey, guys. I'm so glad we could do this. Always good talking with you.
So some of the projects you're working on right now, David, just kind of jumping in there. We don't want to take up all your time because we know you're super busy.
And we spent most of it trying to get you connected.
Right. So what are some of the projects
I have
you're-
deadlines for you right now, actually.
Hey, we got your approval stuff on one of the books today, and we already approved it and sent over. So yay!
That's going to be fun. You guys will have to wait to see what that is, but it's going to be really, really. I don't want to spoil it, but it's going to be fun.
So I am excited to spoil. Marvel did confirm that you are going to be doing a Star Wars Boba Fett bounty hunter cover.
Actually, gain.
Yes,
So-
it's going to be amazing.
I think so. I'm pretty pumped about that. So when you do cover stuff, what is the percentage of your cover art that is digital versus original based?
It really honestly depends on the month. So if I'm very busy and I just have a lot of things to turn around and my back's up against the wall, then I'm going to go digital because it's quicker. But you can get a different effect if you draw by hand and then bring it in the computer and then kind of use the texture that was created in the original process. So it's a give and take kind of situation. I don't know if I can actually answer the question about what percent because it varies so much.
Okay.
But a lot of the covers we've been doing have been originals.
Yeah, I've been excited about that. I'm excited to hang them on the wall. Someone was asking earlier, like, out of everything I've done, how much have you purchased? I'm like, well, almost anything that has an original. So I'm kind of a
We
hoarder.
appreciate that.
So I'm kind of a hoarder.
Yeah, you are. Hey,
Well, someday
as
that's going
evidenced
to
by
be
your
amazing
store.
in the store.
So we've got a signing coming up with you at the end of the month, which we are super excited to be able to come out to Hawaii. I mean, the whole staff's pretty jealous on who gets to
Not
go.
the whole staff. Oh, the whole staff's jealous. Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Like we have.
I'll let you finish that.
So my wife dropped out of the running to go to the Hawaii. She was supposed to come with me, and she decided she's not going to go. And so I was like, well, we still need another person. So I invited another staff member, and like the whole staff is just like beating her up because she gets to go to Hawaii. So I'm like, well, I don't know what to tell you. So Tell us a little bit about Hawaii and why you moved back to Hawaii.
Well, I'm from Hawaii. I grew up here, so it's always been home to me. I did spend about 12 or 13 years on the mainland at school, and then working in video games for a long time. But we're back here now, and what I like about it, I guess, is the weather is really temperate and nice all the time. We live in sort of a rainforesty valley, keeps it even cooler than some parts of the island. I just like the culture. I like the food. I like being able to drop in at the beach when I want to. Have family here. So there are a lot of compelling reasons why it makes sense for our family to be here, especially since it doesn't matter where I live to do the work that I do anymore.
I think a lot of people are running into that newfound realization with teleworking and stuff like that.
Well,
Yeah.
I just breaking off of comics for a second. I can't tell you how many times I've read articles about like big corporate businesses. Like, why are you renting these expensive buildings? Just go
Yeah.
home.
Yeah, I was in Denver a couple weeks ago, and it is crazy how much like a lot of the skyscrapers, a lot of the corporate office space is just for rent because nobody's occupying which that's.
So we do have a question on Facebook. I would butcher this name if I try to pronounce it again. What is your favorite character to draw?
That's the impossible question. That one comes up all the time in
It's like the
interviews.
favorite child. Which one gets to go to
Right,
college?
it's like, how can you answer that? I grew up with, with Marvel, with DC, Valiant and Image. I'm a 90s kid, and I love all that stuff. So I find that my willingness and excitement about doing a project is just nostalgia. If I read it when I was a kid, I love it, and I'm into it, regardless of the company. That all being said, I think the one thing that tipped me from being a casual comics fan to a hardcore comics fan and wannabe comic book artist was X-Men. Like a lot of people, that Jim Lee, Chris Claremont era of X-Men really hooked me in, got me started on all of it, and I haven't really looked back. So I guess there's a special place in my heart for X-Men.
So who is your favorite X-Men and why is it Cyclops?
Yes. Fantastic. I love Cyclops, but it's probably got to be one of the girls. Emma, Rogue, Jean, Magic, X-23. There's so many good female X people. Those are probably my favorites. Psylocke, how can I forget?
I mean,
First fictional crush, Psylocke.
yeah.
See, mine was Rogue because of the cartoon.
You dug the accent? Was that what did it?
I think it was the accent. Maybe.
She
If you've
kind
been
of sounded
reading those
Texan.
Jim Lee books. I read the comics before I saw the cartoon, obviously, and at that time there was their Marvel swimsuit special, and there was a plot line where Psylocke was.
I
kind of
forgot
trying
about
to
the Marvel
seduce
swimsuit
Cyclops.
issues.
So she was always showing up in swimsuits and stuff, and young teenage David Nakayama was like,
Yeah. Yeah, I forgot about the swimsuit specials. They did that there was like three years in a row or something at the very least.
Yeah, they've done a few of those, and then they kind of did another one. It was back in the early 2000s. I remember it had the heavy metal artist. I don't know his name, but I know he did that real controversial Spider-Woman cover that everybody was so hating on.
Monaro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Monaro.
yeah.
They did something kind of like that with the X-Girls in the early 2000s, but
Yeah.
they I actually was surprised when they let you do a swimsuit style Savage Land cover for Powers of X and House of X. So
I would take that as proof that Marvel is cool and open to do stuff and acknowledge its history and at the same time try to expand the audience now. I never feel pressure to underdo it or don't be sexy. No one's ever told me don't be sexy on a cover. So I don't know. People give Marvel a hard time about this, but I feel like they actually do. They're very open to embracing all parts of their history.
I know from the retailer side of comic books, we've actually been told not to use the word sexy from Marvel. Don't use that word with us. So we always just say something really pretty, something real beautiful. We use all of the other words that as men we know. Sexy.
Classical beauty.
Right. Because before you came on, I was talking about we've had other artists actually get overly edited from Marvel, and even DC's actually way worse now. But when the Gwen versus Carnage #2 with the amount of stomach that was shown, I was actually really surprised they didn't make the coverage come down a little bit. Yeah,
Well,
this
I
right
think
here.
one way I've tried to manage that is I'm trying to be real sensitive about, hitting everybody's marks, make it exciting for the viewer, but also hit Marvel's marks. And one way I try to manage that is I look at what's been allowed to work in the past and try to match it. So the exact length on her shirt, I matched it right up with some stuff that Campbell did. So I'm really not trying to overdo it at any time.
Oh no, and
And
it's
I'd also
definitely.
say, yeah,
Go ahead.
I'd also say that, you know, I don't like gratuitous sexy just for the sake of sexy necessarily. I always try to fold in something else into the story if I possibly can. I always feel like, covers like comics are about telling a story. So what humor can I put in there? What else can I share? So like on that Psylocke, for example, I really like the juxtaposition of the actual metal sword with the psychic sword. Like you don't have to do that. You don't have to give her the samurai sword. You could have just the psychic sword just fine. But I like acknowledging her ninja background.
Yeah,
So
and here's the thing is I mean, this is how she's looked for 30 years now. This is I mean, this costume is just as revealing as it was in 1992. I mean, there's nothing I would say gratuitously different than it has been for years. So,
Well, and then you compare it to like what goes in Japan, right? Like America
Yeah.
is actually very conservative by world standards in many ways. So yeah, an ongoing debate.
yeah.
Yeah, that's that. Now I will say that I would like to. I was going through some old comics, and I do really like the original Psylocke when she was blind. Her armored costume look that she had.
Oh, like Lady Mandarin?
No,
Was she blind during that?
she was blind when she was introduced. It was Mojo that gave her her vision back, I believe.
Okay.
So she was originally a blind character. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's been a long time, huh?
I can kind of picture this. This is like
Yeah.
Alan Davis.
Yeah, it's like the
but,
stuff she joined the X-Men in like issue like 2, like right after Mutant Massacre. Her, Dazzler, Longshot all started kind of joining the team after a lot of the team broke off to go join
Well,
Excalibur.
she had been around earlier than that because she had the lavender hair and she was the British white chick,
Right.
with the butterflies.
Yeah, but she didn't join until like mid 200s, like 220 or 2 teens or something like that. So, what about these covers, David? I know that we've talked a little bit. And you talk about so the video game covers that you've done for us. So,
Yeah.
what is the prep work in that?
There's a lot. These are pretty intense, but when the idea is that good, you got to go for it, right? The prep work is
Whose idea
first
was
of
it?
all that's
Absolutely.
Darren. Darren
Yeah.
came up with this good idea. The prep work is the whole reason people love this stuff is Marvel versus Capcom 2. Like if you really have to get down to it, it's probably like that particular game, right? And the way we did our covers, we have that moment where the hero is powered up, so you get a nice big close-up in addition to just the backed-out screen.
Yeah.
So part of it is research, part of it is me figuring out like what did these old games look like and how can I interpret it. Sorry, I gotta plug in a battery real quick. There we go. Okay. A little bit of research, and then you can't just copy it one. I had to make up UI for for X-Men and then later for that Spider-Man one. So it's about interpretation. And people probably don't even realize, but the that UI bar on the top, not just the character illustrations, that took forever. That was really a lot of work to draw that in there. But like I said, it was worth it. Sometimes you got to go for it.
Now, do you happen? We do have a couple questions we're about to ask on YouTube, and I know that all the originals are still sitting with you. Do you have any of the originals within reach of you? Like if
Yeah,
like,
I have them right here. Do you want to look at them?
yeah. Tanner's going to ask you a couple questions real quick, but
Okay, so
and
I
then
can't
you can show off
hear
your
anybody
process.
else.
Okay.
But so first question: what are you reading, and what other creators are you always looking forward to seeing from? And the other question is, what programs do you use for your digital art?
Cool. What am I reading? Is that the question? First
Yeah,
was the
that's,
first
that's
one,
the
yeah.
first question. It's actually 3 questions,
Okay,
not
cool.
2.
Yeah. What am I reading? I really love Hickman's X-Men. I just fell in love with the House of X era, so that's always top of stack for me. And that comes down to um, also Marauders. I like Marauders quite a bit, and most of the other titles in the series. Oh, are you guys still there? The screen is black now.
We're still here. We can hear you, and we're not sure what we're trying to figure out why it went black.
Okay, as long as you can still hear me.
Oh, we also had a battery problem.
Oh, maybe that was you. It's
Yeah.
flashing on my screen. I thought it was my device. Maybe it's you.
There we go. We're back now.
Yay! Okay, I'm not going crazy. Um, what else do I like? I buy a lot of stuff based on the covers, you know?
Right.
It's weird to be a cover artist, but then also be like a sucker for good covers. Maybe that goes together, or maybe that's strange. I don't know, but I don't necessarily follow books based on character very much. X-Men might be an exception, but if pick a great artist, like if Kevin Nolan goes over to this comic, I'm going to buy it just because it's Kevin Nolan. Whoever, like that's often the reason I'm buying something is the creative team, either the writer or the artist. So I'm struggling to think of what else I'm buying, but I have stacks of books. I mean, here's my reading stack right here. No shortage of comics in this office.
Right. So the second part of that, I think the same question was, who are some of your favorite artists to follow for covers?
Well, I got to say Campbell first. Campbell is my inspiration for years and years. That's a guy where when I saw, I remember his first time I ever saw him, it was like a house ad in a Wildstorm book in the very early days, and then his first published work was in like the Homage special. It was like a pinup in there. And right from the start, I thought, well, this guy is pretty amazing, right? And he just got better over the years and continues. I don't think he's ever been better than he is now, which is amazing. He's just been on this permanent upward streak. When I was in art school, I had his stuff pinned up on the wall, like, this is the target, David. You got to get it this good. And then it turns out, like they always say, don't meet your heroes, right? But if you meet him in person, he's so humble and nice and supportive. It's unbelievable. So, and it just makes me like him even more. So he's a guy I will buy, like, no matter what, always. After that, then it's Adam Hughes, and it's Jim Lee, and it's Arthur Adams, and I like Jorge Jimenez. Those are some of my favorites right now.
So Dylan on Facebook says, congratulations on the charity piece with J. Scott.
Yeah, can you believe that? It's so amazing. I was I felt like I was getting the gift to work with, this guy who I idolize and have for many years. So that was a good deal for me. And then the fact that it could be for charity and that it could make that much money for charity was a huge cherry on top. So what a great experience all around. Would do it again.
I'd just like to point out that I'm real sad because I had the winning bid until the last day.
So explain to everybody who didn't know what that was.
So, what do you mean?
What the book? What it was? This is the first time hearing of it.
So the charity piece was you did Psylocke and Campbell did a Rogue on an 11x17, right?
Yeah, that's right.
And
he sent me the half that he completed along with a sketch of what we might do with Psylocke. And then I finished my part and sent it back in, and it was great. It was the very first week that they put it up. They have several weeks. They might still be going with it. Honestly, it might be week 3 or 4 by now. And here's the one we're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, I have seen that. Okay.
Yeah. So they put that up in the very first week, and I was really gratified that it seemed to capture a lot of attention right away. Like on day 1, it was already going for quite a bit and continued to go higher as the week went on.
And
A
Darren
good
lost.
experience.
And I lost.
Nice.
I had to bow out in the last day. Like I was the winning bid from day 1 up until day 7. I was the winning bid. And then once it passed a certain mark, I was like, I'm going to let somebody else pay $19,000 plus.
Right.
It would have been awesome, though.
So I didn't tell you. So the other day, so David, we also have we do a lot of gaming and stuff. So we're getting ready to kind of launch a lot of our tabletop gaming stuff. And so one of the first games we're looking at actually showing off and doing kind of a playthrough is Marvel Champions. And so I'm sitting there going through all the cards and everything, and all of a sudden I'm starting to, because not every piece of art is credited on there. All of a sudden I see your name on some of the cards.
Right?
So how often have you worked with, I know you worked in video games, but how often have you worked with tabletop game publishers?
Not very often, just twice really. And the way that happened is, I was sort of doing this salary job in video games for a good long time, over a decade. And, about 5 years in, I started moonlighting, getting back into comics, doing some covers, and slowly that ramped up. And about 3 years ago, we just decided to pull the trigger and go full-time freelance. And the moment I did that, then it seemed, I didn't put out a memo about it, but it seemed to put out the idea into the world that I was open for business. And I started getting approached by companies like tabletop gaming guys, video games, Hasbro, just all over the place. I guess once you just put out your placard or whatever on places like ArtStation, things like that, where art directors are looking for talent. Maybe that's what happened, I'm not sure. But Fantasy Flight came with Champions, and you'll notice that the ones that have original art that they commissioned just for Champions
That's
is
the credited one.
So it's myself and I want to say 3, 4, 5 other artists. You'll notice there are credits for them.
Gabriel Alib does a lot of the hero cards that flip. I can't remember the name. And then Steve Allen. I'd have to go through. But yeah, there's not a lot of different people credited. And then a lot of the cards are just using Marvel's, back catalog of art, which Marvel just gets the credit for that.
Yeah.
Right. So I want to say I did about 10 cards or something spread out over all the various expansions. In the core set, I think there's maybe half of them. And then if you get the Captain America booster or whatever, you might get 1 or 2 more.
Yeah.
After that, more recently, we just put out Marvel Smash Up. It just came out maybe 2 weeks ago, I want to say. And so that one I actually did the cover art for, the box art for.
Oh, nice.
And when I go grab those originals, I'll grab that box so I can show you guys. but that's probably the extent of my tabletop gaming stuff so far.
And then the last question that was still asked, so we can get to that last question, was, on your digital stuff, what platform do you use?
I am 100% Photoshop. I've tried to dabble with other things, but I always just come back to Photoshop, and it's just easier to do everything all in one program. So I've just, over the years, gotten more and more used to it. It's so bad that I know all the kids are using Procreate and stuff now, but when I try to do it, my muscle memory doesn't work anymore. When I use Photoshop, my left hand, I'm not even looking at it, can touch all the hotkeys and do things for me and basically double my speed. If I go to Procreate, that's gone, and I'm just clicking things slowly like a moron, and I get no benefit out of it. So I think I'm stuck with Photoshop, which is a fine place to be stuck. Don't get me wrong, I love it, but my muscle memory it requires me to stick with that platform.
So your non-pen hand, are you working off like a Stream Deck, or are you working off the keyboard shortcuts?
So my left hand is on a keyboard, standard keyboard. My right hand is holding a stylus, working on a Cintiq, small one.
I don't know what any of that means, but it sounds cool. So you want to grab those...
Keyboard is a thing that you hit letters, and the letters go on the screen.
I know what that is. I meant the other part. Yeah.
So I think David went to go run and grab some digital or some originals and some stuff. So going through here to see if we got any.
I haven't seen any more questions on Facebook really pop up right now. Do you have any more questions on YouTube? So they have why he's gone? They have about 5 minutes still to...
5 minutes still to do all the YouTube sharing. So like we said earlier, if you will blah, blah, blah. I can't say the words. If you'll go ahead and on our on our YouTube, man, I've said Facebook for so long. If you'll on our YouTube, go on there and subscribe if you haven't subscribed before. Click the notification bell if you've subscribed but you haven't done that before, or just share a link to our Facebook page and just comment in YouTube. That'll get you entered into the drawing. It looks like David is back, so we'll go ahead and go back to his shot there.
There we go.
So.
Cool. Well, first of all, while we were talking about it, I have to
There's Smash
share
Up.
this guy. I thought this came out pretty cool, and it's always neat to have your art on the box of something like this. This is a substantial little Marvel package here. So for you tabletop gaming fans, this one's out now, and I recommend it.
And
very
Smash
much.
Up is a genuinely fun game. Did you ever get a chance to play the original Smash Up?
No,
We had it at the old store.
I didn't play.
You didn't play it though. Yeah, it's definitely a fun game. My only gripe, and it's been my gripe with Marvel for years.
Here we go.
Guess who's not in
Soapbox.
Guess who's not in the game?
Cyclops.
The X-Men. Period.
Oh.
Dun, dun, dun.
Maybe,
No.
maybe it was a game that was pre-planned, like so far in advance, like Marvel still hated or Disney still hated X-Men.
That's the only thing I can think of. I don't know what the deal is, or they're holding everything back in reserve for the day that the X universe comes into the MCU, and then they're just going to go on this marketing X-Men, you know.
That will be the day.
So.
All right, sir, you want to share some pretty stuff?
I got it. We have a few. You want to start with, here's the one for Magic.
Yes. Like a fat.
Has a little hit of color on there. It was mostly black and white, or gray tone, I should say.
So was it submitted
Alright.
with the color on it, or did you do that later?
I mean, what I do is I get this far in an original, and then I bring it into Photoshop and add everything else that you see. So if you compare the two, you see what portion was done in digital.
Gotcha.
Sometimes it's more, and sometimes it's less. This will fit on the screen pretty well.
It's about the only time it fits on screen really well.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Now the cable one didn't have an original, right? Because basically you just had to set a template because the deadline's basically it was our fault.
Yeah, like I said, the drawing all this stuff out by hand was quite time consuming. You know, this stuff up top. I mean, some covers, you know, it makes sense to just draw one figure. This is a cover that has basically three full figures and then all this stuff too.
Right.
So yeah, I burned all my time making the first one and had to adapt it for the second one. Then we've got this one. This one is completely. This one I didn't have to do very much. You know, I darkened the skin tone a little, but all the red was already there, and I tried to keep some of the texture in there. That's the sort of the benefit I was talking about before working original.
And we were talking last week a little bit on the. We did a thing for Hickman, and we kind of got off on talking about this signing. And we kind of talked about how this whole Color Bleed series that you're doing was completely on accident. Because originally the Strange Academy 6 was supposed to be more like the Magic cover and more intense, and you ran out of time and like had to work with Marvel on like simplifying the idea to be able to keep pace with being able to actually be able to keep Strange Academy 6 as a cover. So
That's exactly right. Yeah, it's one of those very happy accidents. Sometimes less is more. You know, it really is. And I was forced into a corner with the timing on that particular cover. I didn't want to not do the cover because it was going to be awesome and fun just from the characters alone. So I thought, well, what can I do? You know, what can I do that's still going to look amazing and not give an inch on quality, but just also not require me to draw 50,000 things in the background and blow the deadline. Because that's when things go wrong, right? Like if you have a really complicated cover and you run out of time, well, now you're starting to cut corners, right? That's when the rushing happens and the quality goes down. I prefer not to do that. So yeah, like Darren said, we came up with this idea, kind of like, you've seen these negative space covers before, and those are cool, but sometimes can look weird because you don't really see, you're missing certain information about the character. It can sometimes bleed too much. if it's the wrong, if the color blocks are slightly weird, so it doesn't always work. And so this is sort of a modified version of negative space, and we've been calling it color bleed recently because it's descriptive enough.
Yeah, right.
Which
and
and I
guess
mean,
it worked, and it seems like people like it.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've done what? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You have eight here, and then I think you have 1, 2, 3, 4 more that you're working on right now. So it's
Something like that, and
I mean, it's definitely
fans are jazzed. Like people
Yeah.
come to me all the time, and they're like, "Look what I got in the mail! I'm so excited to have gotten my color bleed cover," and they want to post about it. They're that excited about it, and it's never happened so much as it does for these color bleed covers. So we're
Yeah.
onto something for sure.
Yeah, I feel like Twitter and Instagram, we are constantly getting tagged with your art in general. And it's not even that; it's even the Pirate Marauders cover. I feel like I get tagged as much on that as we do the color bleed.
Oh, good.
So
That one's a personal favorite for mine. I wouldn't have mind, like we were saying, like color bleed happens sort of by accident, but we were experimenting with all kinds of fun themes. We could have done pirate covers. We could have done a lot more video game covers. I don't know what the future holds, but there's so many fun things to play with.
absolutely. So what else you got to show us? You got anything else cool over there?
Okay, I do. I have some of the more recent ones. Here's Black Cat.
nice.
This one hardly changed at all. I'll try to get that centered. The face, you'll notice, is almost dead on what you see in the finished thing. And that's rare. It's hard to nail the face on the original. Most often I have to tweak that, but in this case I thought it was pretty close. And the reason she's done in gray is because I knew that I would have to convert this to both a black version and a white version.
Okay.
So that's why. Yeah.
So the anti-venom and the normal share the same template, essentially. That's cool.
Yeah, they start from the same base, but there are differences in the costume. So to get everything that's unique about the anti-venom one, that was created digitally.
So what you need to do is you need to draw your originals and just draw them in like green bodysuits, so you can just green screen whatever you need to on top. No, that's a bad joke. I'm a video guy, so.
So these, before I consider them done, I want to run the
Resolution
color
video guy.
over the whole thing. This is semi-final. I still intend to put the blue on over this. Don't need to do that on Black Cat, but on this one, I think the blue is part of it, so I intend to add the blue before I hand it over. But you can see where it is right now.
That's awesome.
The reason I stop at this point before scanning it is that I can pick up the gray tones better if they're not like diluted with blue. So it makes sense to come back and add the color wash later.
So why are you showing off art and pulling the next piece? Dylan, the answer is no, I will not let the MJ one go. Thanks. We have a person asking if you could show off the MJ one.
Okay, you twisted my arm. I was going to stop there because it was so much, but here's the MJ one. MJ also doesn't have its final color thing yet, but you can see the basis right here. It does have the Spider-Man thing behind her, and it does have all the skin tone and all that stuff that wasn't going to change. But you have to imagine that the red is going to be added just like we did with Scarlet Witch.
We should point out what you noticed earlier between the.
So so if you are a person that wants to check out these originals after March, they will be in Unknown Comics store on display, as that is I'm not sharing and I won't sell. So
So we did notice this earlier, David. So there was actually a difference between the trade and the Virgin in the tone of her denim shorts a little bit,
and her skin tones,
a little bit.
Like some.
I have noticed this too. I've actually got a couple of copies of I want to say the Marauders Pirate, and I compared the comps that Marvel sent me to the ones that you guys sent me, and the colors are different.
Huh.
I'm not sure what accounts for that. I'll dig it up. I'll show you.
A different person in the office each got a different file, and they put it through different Photoshop filters or something. All right. Well, while David's finding that, let's go ahead and do our drawing for the exclusive giveaway here. So I'll get them all shuffled up in the fishbowl here.
So how many YouTube did we get up to?
We are at
Your mic's off.
488.
Oh, man.
Almost got there.
So close. All right, Darren, who do we got?
Francisco Perez.
Francisco Perez. So Tanner will he'll ping you in the YouTube chat, and we'll get go ahead and just message with us, and we will we'll get you all set up and get you all 11 of this week's exclusives, including 5 by David Nakayama. So,
Yeah.
thanks, Francisco.
Congratulations. So while you're digging that out, my camera actually said a cool character. I actually agree. Would for the color bleed, even if it's not female, would be Juggernaut.
Ooh, kind of that rusty brownish reddish.
So that might be something we need to try.
I love that for many reasons. I was going to share with you the other day what is my my theory about what makes the best ones, right? And I find that what it is when there's when the main color is sort of evenly distributed through the form, that helps a lot. And I'm thinking through Juggernaut, and I do think that would fit the bill. You know, like that main color is here, but it's also here. What makes it weird sometimes is if they're if the character isn't two major colors. It's fine if there's a third one; it doesn't matter. But if there are like 3 major colors, that messes up the format a little bit, and it messes it up also if the distribution isn't across the whole body. So if like the top half is white and the bottom half is black, and you put on black, now just the top half of the body is sticking out, and that's kind of weird.
Kind of floating around.
So it's better when it's right.
Magneto would be a good one.
Magneto would be good.
Magneto magenta.
Yeah, I like the Juggernaut idea because that's a color we haven't even done yet. And you wouldn't normally. When else would you get to that color?
Yeah.
Marvel, we're not talking about future covers, but if you're listening, we're probably going to ask for Juggernaut.
This is an art discussion. We're talking about composition. What would make a good? This is totally
the one
theoretical.
So we have 4 in the works right now, and the one I think out of the 4 that are being worked on right now that I'm most excited to see how it looks on its color is Polaris. Because of that green.
Yeah.
We haven't done green yet. And yes, we're doing a Polaris, guys. So.
Spoiler alert. Tom Holland over
You
here.
heard it here first.
Burying
Hey,
the lead.
I already said
Yeah,
we're
I'm
doing
really
Boba
excited about
Fett
the
too.
green as well.
Yeah.
So.
Well,
Green
and I
would
think
be a totally new thing for the. Go ahead.
I mean, like, think of it. You get all of these, virgins, and you put those on your wall and tile them and everything. I mean, that's a big composition piece that would just look.
And
fantastic.
David has seen our setup at conventions. I mean, he's actually sat with once before. My whole idea is we want everything to pop off the walls.
Yeah.
When you come up, everything's vertical. Everything can be seen. It's on 7-foot grid wall. And so with the way that David has contributed with all these bright colors, like, you're going to see him from across the room. He's going to be brighter than almost any other person we have on display. As we're like Perillo, who I love Perillo. He's done over 20 covers for us. But he always traditionally goes super dark. So at a convention, you have
Delato, for that matter.
Delato can be very dark as well. You have to become closer to the booth.
Yeah.
So I like the brighter colors because it will draw it's like a ferret seeing something shiny. You can see it from across the room. You're like, well, I got to go see why that's pink.
Yeah.
It's a black cover just blends in with the black grid wall.
Yeah.
A dark cover just disappears. But you have, this is the brightest the backdrop has ever been that y'all have set up so far. Mm-hmm. And it's because there's so many. You got purples and reds and pinks, and who would ever thought I would have a pink cover? Anything to do with pink.
I could have guessed it.
So you were going to show us Marauders. Did you find them?
Yeah, check this out. This is so strange. I just noticed this the other day. But here's the Virgin version, right? Mm-hmm. And the colors are completely different between them.
Oh yeah.
Can you see how one is more purple?
Yeah, let's.
Hey, that's the same as ours.
and
It
one
looks
is more
like.
blue? Yeah.
Get off the peg, you jerk.
It's not even that they're different. It's not even that they're different, logo versus logo. It's the same exact comic, but the colors are completely different.
So I guess I wonder if maybe after they do the titling or whatever, maybe just to increase contrast with like the title, they tinted that different and they just did like a weird pass over it to kind of make the title pop. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, but then it would appear on both on both of these, right?
Oh, that's
what
true.
accounts
Yours-
for?
Yours isn't trade.
Well, I mean, even if you look at Gwenum versus Carnage 1, the trade dress versus the Pink Virgin, the trade dress is actually more dull. Look right behind you.
Yeah.
The trade dress is actually more of a dull color than the Virgin. So maybe.
Are you talking about this one?
Yeah.
It could just be. It could also be the top loader we have them in too.
Yeah.
The top loader could just be scuffed up. So.
Yeah,
not
I didn't
the
notice
book.
it on that one, but
Yeah.
I did on this one, and I think it my theory is that when you're dealing with inks, like you'll run down sometimes on certain colors, right? Like their blue roll may have run out right as it was getting to this one. They used up all the blue here, and then they
Yeah.
got to here, and so maybe I just happened to have some very, one from the beginning of the run, one from the end of the run.
Or they came out of different printers completely, right? And they're calibrated a little bit
That could
differently,
be.
maybe. Yeah.
I don't know how many times they go to print on one
Yeah.
run, but who knows?
Well, there's going back to like the 90s, New Mutants 87 actually has like an orange and then it has like a reddish cover. Like there's actually, as the print run went on, it actually dulled the color of the New Mutants 87. Like you traditionally think of it as orange, but there was like an almost a reddish, more reddish version of it. So, and then even on some of our exclusives, every other book, like our X-Men Red, it's a gray background, but every other book has a little bit more of a green tint to it.
Yeah.
So it's like as the printer was rolling, it was printing it like something was wrong with that other piece. So
There you go. Only the print shop will know or tell us.
Yeah.
So.
I don't ask them questions as long as they don't damage my books. So
That's right,
I
yeah.
can handle the tint being a little different as long as it's not damaged.
Right.
Well, we had one year where we had something like 15 straight exclusives had to be reprinted because of damages. It was terrible. And so Marvel had to work a lot with getting their printers to quit being so bad. Then finally they're not so bad.
For now.
So we are coming to see you at the end of March. We
Yes.
appreciate your time coming on, but we are super excited to come see you in about 3 weeks. We'll be doing all of this again. We'll be able to run questions, be able to show you doing your thing, signing stuff. It's going to be a really good time. Plus, again, you live in Hawaii, so why not, right? But we are just really just doing a pre-sale. We're going to leave this stuff up till Monday. Again, you are pre-ordering stuff that will be signed by David Nakayama in Hawaii on end of March. I think it was March 26th and 27th. We'll be doing a live show, which, by the way, is super complicated because of the time change. Because we have to go live when we need to go live while we're there. We're having to go, I think, 2 o'clock in Hawaii to be at 7
All
o'clock?
times in Central Time.
We're having to do all the math because it's like 5 hours difference between us. Like this morning, I told Tanner to send you a message. It's like he's not going to respond to you for like 3 hours because it was so early in the morning.
Yeah.
But we do
Fortunately, it came in at exactly the right time around breakfast. I'm like, oh, okay, no problem. I can do that.
But we do appreciate all the covers that you've done for us and everything that you've been able to continue doing. And we're excited to see, not only the Color Bleed little collection that you have going, but to experiment with other covers is to continue to let you play with ideas and maybe do more pirates and video games and hot teachers. So,
Cue
Well,
the
thank you
Van
for the
Halen music right there.
Yeah, you have to. I am just so grateful for the opportunity. I don't think it's a coincidence that some of my best stuff for the entire year has happened through Unknown. I think there's a symbiosis of, the titles that you have, the ideas that you have to get me started, and what I bring to it. I think our team up has been very successful so far.
My favorite thing about working with you is, any artist that can do their own colors automatically has a heads up on almost every other artist in the industry today. Artists that color their own stuff, I think, because the way that you see it in your mind is also the way it's going to end up, when it's done, because it's your stuff. But you're so good with making sure things stand out with color. And from the get-go, I don't do many black and whites. I don't do many pencil stuff. I mean, when it comes to like Janet Leto and
Miko Sawaian, we do pencil stuff because they basically paint with pencils. It's
do,
a very
yeah.
unique way that they work with those things. But I've always been about color, and like we've actually we've gotten in fights with the publishers about colorist. Like we had to threaten to quit using certain artists unless Marvel or DC actually quit using particular colorists because the colorists weren't right. But with your stuff, you have such an understanding on how to make things stand out. And it's one of the biggest things I appreciate about your art is not only is it beautiful art, but it's bright and it's pretty. Everything you do
It's not sexy. It's pretty.
Hey, I've been trained by Marvel.
Oh gosh.
I have been
Well, thank you
trained
for
by
saying
Marvel. So, it's like this piece. Like, as soon as I found a way to use Miss Storm here, we found a way to put her on a cover. It's just because.
I'm so glad that became a cover.
How could it not
Thank you for
become a
doing
cover? So, but you've also gone on to do some really cool stuff with Sanctum Sanctorum with your cereal box covers. You did that Captain Marvel for Sanctum. You did a Venom series. You did cereal box for Marvel and DC. Actually, I'm actually surprised DC let you bleed that over into DC stuff since it was already a Marvel concept. But it was really cool to see that stuff. So you've kind of a chameleon when it comes to all the different stuff that you've been able to put out.
Thank you. I once was on a panel about cover art with J. Scott Campbell and with Greg Horn. No, I'm sorry, it was Greg Land rather. And I was very nervous because I hadn't met Campbell before, so I was like trying not to step all over my own words. But we were talking about theory, what makes a good cover, and at the end of the day, it's all about getting people to look at this thing, right? Like, why am I going to pick up this comic versus the one right next to it? What's special and different about this one? And there are all these different factors that go into it, but color is a big one. And even as my art leans more and more toward painted and semi-realistic, I never want to be photorealistic, but as it leans more toward painted realism, I stick with the bright colors because of that, like how to stand out, how to get people's attention. So I don't think my colors are ever going to get fully realistic for that reason.
Well, and it definitely makes when we find artists that work, we do a lot of work with them, and you can tell. I mean, I was telling them, I think outside of Cal, you're the fastest cover artist to 20 covers with us. I think.
Oh wow!
Yeah, Cal New's been working with us. It's going on a year and a half, and I think he's at 47 covers. And I think with everything that you have in the works right now, you're at 27 covers. I think it's 27. So that's really fast since August. So, and the way I've always counted art is anytime it's a unique piece of art, it's 2. So, I mean, it's 1. So, like Gwen versus Carnage, it's 2 covers that I have to consider because Marvel makes us buy it as 2 covers. So,
I feel like I'm drawing 2 covers.
Well, there's 2 originals, so it has to be 2. So,
yeah.
But I appreciate just all that you do and how excited you are to do the covers and your willingness to experiment with some crazy ideas. Because I mean, the Hot Teacher one, I'm actually surprised that one got through because it was Hot Teacher, and then the video games, and then I think the first one, I mean, we rolled out with a Campbell homage with your very first cover for us. So with the X-Men, that one created a lot of little controversy on the internet. So
yeah. I would say so.
So
that one is a little bit of a lightning rod every time I post it, for mostly for good.
Right. Yeah, everybody except for everybody asking for Cyclops to be kissing Wolverine. every time it's posted. Why can't you have a version of Cyclops kissing Wolverine? Well, that doesn't make sense to the story. Come on.
But then you'd have to have somebody random shocked in the background too. It'd have to be I don't know, Marrow. Somebody.
Marrow. Way to really,
I'm trying. I
really
don't know. One of the M's. I don't know.
It's going to be Xavier. You know it.
Yeah.
So, but we're running up against the time that all my employees are actually fixing to start getting off. So I appreciate you coming on. We're excited to see you in 3 weeks. It's going to be a lot of fun. At least 2 signings that I think we've got figured out. We're trying to figure out all the scheduling times with the store. What was the store that we're going to? I haven't. It's an email. What was the store?
My new home base here in Honolulu is called Other Realms. They have a wonderful store. You're going to really like it. It's got big gaming rooms in the back, and I thought, well, if we're trying to do these signings in a socially distanced kind of way, well, maybe this could be a good spot. And they're my home base store anyway, so I'm glad to hear it's working out.
Oh yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. So make sure you join us in a few weeks. Until then, thank you very much, David, for all your work, and thank you for everything that you do for us. We truly appreciate what you do.
Oh, likewise. Thank you guys so much for having me. Great talking with you guys as always, and look forward to talking again soon.
All right. Thank you, David.
All right. Have a good day.
Bye-bye.
Done. All right. Sorry. Want to make sure he got muted. So what? No, we haven't told them bye. We said bye to him.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna tell everybody else.
David's back now.
He's a trooper. Right. I'm so glad he was able to work with us and get going live. It's always fun ironing out technical difficulties, and it was totally worth it to have him endure through that and stay and talk to us. So guys, like Darren said, we'll have all the pre-sale items up on the website. What's still available will be up until Monday late
about
afternoon.
5 o'clock. And the biggest thing to understand about the stuff that's going to be up. Okay, so you got to realize that we are flying to Hawaii, so we have limited suitcase space to ship this stuff. We're not shipping the books. We're taking them on suitcases across because it's much safer and cheaper, honestly, to be able to do it that way. So if you want something and you want to guarantee that we're going to have stock on it, this is the time to buy it. If you wait until we get to the show to buy in on these projects, unfortunately, we may run out because we're going to only have to take 5 or 6 copies of things to make sure we have enough of everything.
Has it been asked or mentioned? Are we doing submissions?
We have emailed about submissions. You still have about a week
Okay.
to submit. I think you need to email sigseries@unknowncomicbooks.com.
6 years, and then just put David Nakayama in the subject so we know.
So put David Nakayama. So you still have a little bit of time. About a week because we have to go from Jonathan Hickman straight to David Nakayama and the turnaround is 3 days. So you need to get on that if you're going to submit stuff, so they can start getting your stuff figured out by no later than Monday or Tuesday. So we are taking some submissions. There are opportunities if you have books on order that haven't shipped yet, and you can catch us before we ship them to add signature series and grading to those. So that is an option that you have. Again, we're not guaranteeing grades on graded stuff. We do our best. It just can't always guarantee 9/8. Most of the print runs of David's stuff has been pretty clean, so we should be able to get 9/8 fairly easily. But again, I can't guarantee that, and I never will.
Yeah.
It's just scary stuff when you're trying to make sure that 9/8 are happening. So.
Well, thank you everybody everybody who joined us tonight. Thank you for going to our YouTube and supporting our YouTube channel. But also, there's some pretty great content we've got on the YouTube channel. So you definitely want to stay subscribed and make sure you get all your notifications. Tanner this week, we just put up his top 10 books. We did all the...
No, it was my top books for April. There's more than 10 of them.
His top books for April, sorry, not a top 10.
And we did the FOC ordering, right?
Yes. We do FOC every week.
Yeah,
cool.
FOC every week, which I think, are we still calling it FOC? Or are we just saying the
Yeah, it's
top
the official
books for order.
Final order countdown.
Gotcha. Yeah. So you definitely want to stay subscribed to the YouTube channel because that's where all that content's going. Guys, get a jump on this because I'm guaranteeing the stock we have is super limited.
And some of the stuff was saved just for knowing we were doing the signing. We've been talking about this signing since October of last year.
This is the first time this book's been available in quite a few weeks.
Yeah, this has been sold out since December.
Yeah.
We haven't put this book back up. So the Hot Teacher cover, Strange Academy #4 has been sold out since December. Yeah. So there's covers that we purposely have held back just for this signing. And because no conventions, there may not be another Nakayama signing like this for 6 more months.
Yep.
So make sure you act fast. And I mean, there's COA options, there's CGC options. Yes, some of the CGC options are more expensive. That's just because, the rarity of the books, because I know that if I get them done and sell them, they're going to go for more than what I'm selling them for now.
Yeah.
So, because, that's just the way signatures work.
Yep.
But we appreciate you guys tuning in. We appreciate all the shares, all the new likes on YouTube. Make sure to check stuff out. And we'll be back next week with another show that won't be resulted in pre-orders for live sales. So bye, guys.